Aloha. Ooh, I didn't put my jewels on. I always have to remember to put my jewels on. Usually I forget. It's a general message. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Doom, 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 doom. I know this message has to come out because it just kind of disrupted my morning. Like, I really didn't know what I was going to do this morning. And then I was like, okay, well, I have to do this, and this. And then this reading was like, well, I want to be first. Okay, I guess you're coming first then, eh? It is a rainy day. A lot of clearing being done where I live. We're going to do this reading, start this reading off with my new oracle deck that I made. It's called the Vice Versa Oracle deck. There are messages on the front and on the back. We've got message pending right now. So there seems like a message that's trying to come in for you. And we're going to figure out what that message is. Okay, we got a hopeless wanderer here with stumbling into extinction. All right. So it seems like somebody, I don't know, maybe you're feeling like you're stumbling into extinction because you're just wandering aimlessly around and not really knowing what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe one eye open, one eye closed. We got protection is needed and someone has your back. Okay, we also have solo artist here. Okay, anything else? All right. Yes, I need to put my slippers on because my feeties are freezing. It's so weird, the inclement weather here right now, because it's like it goes really warm and then it's freezing again because it's not really supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be cold. And then when it gets cold again, I'm like, crank the heat. And then all of a sudden the sun comes out and it's like 15 degrees. I'm like, dying again. Okay, and we have this veiled card. Okay, so the reason why this message is coming in for somebody is because something is veiled from you and you can't see it. Okay, you can't see it. Oh, look at that. On the top of the deck, we've got unlocked, finally. And on the bottom of the deck, we have fungus. So something is growing, okay? It's just maybe the fact that you can't see it because I think it's underground somewhere, like it's veiled. And it's... having this card is a good thing and a bad thing because sometimes when things are veiled from us and we can't see, then we start to go insane. Other times the universe has to veil things on us so then we don't see it, so then we don't know what we're about to come into. And usually a lot of that has to do with like mission, right? It's lined up, it's cosmically lined up to come into your life. And the reason why you don't know about it is because it's almost like the universe has already been preparing you for it, which is why somebody has your back. So you're going into some type of new level where the community or the ones around you, you build more of a solid foundation with people. I don't know if people have been kind of stumbling in and out of your life quite a bit. Okay. And, maybe because they feel like, you are stumbling into extinction, like there's no point in putting any effort into you because you're almost going to be done anyways. It's kind of that notion that I'm getting of why maybe people don't help you because they feel like their time and their energy is going to be wasted because you're not going to use it or you're going to abuse it or you're going to die anyway. So why does it matter? Or something like that. Okay. And obviously this is happening to you for a reason. It's maybe it's to reveal the characters around you. It's to reveal the people, the true motives behind people. right? Anybody that truly loves you or truly wants to support you, if you were stumbling and wandering around hopeless with nowhere to go, the ones who really loved you would be like, hey, you can come here. Like, don't just stumble around and do nothing. Like, I spoke to a lady yesterday, and this was probably one of the highlights of my life. And I don't know why. I had to speak to somebody yesterday about some help that I needed. And this woman she went above and beyond. I have never been treated like that before. I honestly, I couldn't believe it. Literally couldn't believe it. I don't know why that got so off center. The things that all of a sudden she told me, she like wired me money right away for something that I didn't even know she could do. I was like, you could do that? She's like, oh, I got the power, baby. Like, this woman was insanely optimistic. She was so generous. She knows what she's doing in her job, and she's doing it because she truly wants to do it and not because somebody's paying her to do it, right? She really opened my eyes yesterday. And I was like, I told my sister about it. I'm like, because she was wondering who I was talking to on the phone with forever, because I was on the phone with this woman forever, like between a half an hour and 45 minutes. And like, this was supposed to be a 10-minute phone call. Like, I couldn't believe it. And when I came out, I was like, oh my God, this woman is going to do this. She's got me paperwork lined up to go and do this. And then she's got me, and then somebody at, prerequisite from her has already emailed me. I was like, she is just on it. And she was like, you can email me anytime and I'll respond to you. I'll give you the resources that you need. And I'm at your, like, basically she said, I'm at your disposal. And she believed in me so much that she is just going to go above and beyond. And I was like, and I've had this happen before where, it was a few years ago, and I decided that I was going to charge my stepfather with malicious acts towards me as a child. And when I went in there to speak to the detectives about it, I was very cool, calm, and collected. I had gone over that conversation many times in my head. I knew what I was going to say. And then when I got in front of her, I was very composed. I was really proud of myself, because to tell that story and to tell this woman what I needed to tell her, it took a lot of courage to do, right? And then she said there was a woman, her partner, watching on a camera, right? There was always one inside and one outside. And by the end, right, her partner called her and was like, okay, ask her this, and this. Like, I want to see she wanted to see if she was going to get a reaction from me, because I wasn't reacting to anything, because I was trying to stay as composed as possible, right? And, finally, she says this thing to me like, okay, well, your stepfather he was 80 years old at the time. She's like, he hadn't reoffended that we knew about. And she goes, we really can't do anything. Like I know this officer said that, like, there's a possibility he could be arrested, but at this point in time, jails are for people who reoffend, and your stepfather hasn't reoffended. And I had an anxiety attack. Like, my anxiety just got pushed to the skin, and I fucking lost it. I was like, why am I here? You told me you knew the age of him. I told you the age of him. Why did you humiliate me like this? I didn't need to be sitting here telling you about something, but if you were just going to fucking slam a door in my face, I'm like, I got to get out of here. And I just fucking lost it. And like, you're in like a kind of like a locked room, right? And she opened up the door and she let me out, and I fucking ran to the front door, and like, you got to get buzzed out of the precinct and everything. And I was like, fucking buzz me. Like, I was losing it. And the detective followed me out, and I could tell that she was like, fuck, like, what the fuck just happened? Like, this girl is always like, she's calm, cool, and collected. Now all of a sudden she's fucking losing it. And like, she let me out. And then it was like about a week later, she called me and she was like, hey, this is Detective Christine and blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to let you know, we've got you. Like, we will do, I'm getting goosebumps right now. She's like, we will do anything and everything that you want to do for us to open up this investigation. Like, even if he gets probation, she goes, I will put him on the stand. And it went from like, wait a second, I thought you said you couldn't help me, but they were waiting for a reaction. She said it for a reaction. It wasn't that he wouldn't be able to get arrested and go to jail. She did it for a reaction. She wanted to see if actually what he had did was still under my skin, or if I was just this woman who was angry and had some teenage angst with her parents, right? It's like the universe will feed out and acknowledge the elephant in the room of who's lying and who's telling the truth, right? Because people, especially adults, can get away with things because they speak on behalf of their children. And if their children are under the age of 16 or under the age of 18, it's usually what the parent says over the child. And it really sucks because parents can lie. They're masters at it. They've been doing it for 30, 40, 50 years, right? And then they try to say that a child's lying. When, wait a second, the 8-year-old child's the one that's lying when the 40-year-old child has told lies since the day I met him, but because he's the adult in the situation, you're going to believe him over the child. Like, it's really like when somebody believes you and when somebody is willing to go to bat for you and they believe everything you say, it changes things in your mind from going like, oh, okay, I thought the world was against me because so far I've been shown nothing but hate, to things changing and being like, yo, you proved yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody anymore. Clearly, I don't have to prove myself to anybody anymore because everything that happened to me is in me. It's on me. They see it. They hear it. They know it's there. PTSD is one of the most silent killers out there. But when you can detect it, you can save a person's life. Because people are in so much complex post-traumatic stress, they have no idea what's going on in their lives because they are still in that situation trying to survive it. And day-to-day shit, it don't matter because they're still trying to get out of that room, right? So it's like mental abuse and mental state of you. It's all about mental health and where your mental capacity is. And I have found a lot of people who have been massively manipulated by adults as a child are the worst ones. They're the ones that have the minimum wage jobs. They're the ones that are the addicts. They're the ones that can't get off the streets. They're the ones that are begging for their life because nobody is paying attention to them because they didn't get given the people around them that they should have in order to care about them. Right? The ones that had a good upbringing, they're the ones that are just out with fucking getting DUIs and fucking leaving their baby mamas. Like, honestly, it's like the entitled ones are still on that entitled group and they're not, their trauma and their stress is not what somebody suffering under CPTSD is dealing with. Let me tell you. Okay. So it's almost like people, you might have had some really awful stuff happen to you and you have been hopelessly wandering for a long time, wondering where the fuck you were going to go, who's going to help you, like what hole are you going to wind up in next, like who's going to be paying your bills or what government assistant program are you going to be going on next. And it's like, because you've been a solo artist for a long time, you've been alone for a long time. And people most likely saw you as they needed to protect themselves against you because they most likely did not want you moving in with them. They did not want you to become dependent on them, right? It seems like the ones around you they don't have the best interests of their family at heart. They're more like they want to take 2 steps and then watch somebody beside them go 2 steps back. A lot of people are in competition with themselves, whether it's your family or not. People want to compete with one another. And it really sucks because if we just learn to work more as a team together, then we wouldn't have so many people that are on the brink of losing it, right? That are just hopelessly wandering aimlessly, trying to find something. And then they end up 6 feet under because there is nowhere for them to go because no one's going to help them because the people, these hopeless wanderers, it seems like they're too burdensome. But they're not. That's the thing. People need help, right? I know people who will live with their parents probably forever. And that's just some people, how they're built and how some parents really are. If their child doesn't have to move out, then fucking you better stay in this house until you're 50. Like, there is a lot of parents that do it right, that don't want their child just out hopelessly wandering around trying to find something when they've got a safe, nice nest at home, where other parents don't want their kids there. They want their nests empty so then they can have sexual partners and drunken experiences again and go back to living like a child. right? Because they want their kids out of the way. They did their parenting. They don't want to do it anymore. When you're a parent for life. The universe knows that. You're marked in DNA. And that's what a lot of parents, I find like, dude, your kid is marked in your DNA. If you think you can just walk away from it, if you think you can just wipe the slate while your kid's on the street, or while your kid's getting raped, or while your kid's getting beat up, and you're just going to clean your hands of it, you're going to walk away because that kid obviously dug his hole all on his own. He's marked with DNA. Any blood that hits the ground, any blood that seeps through him, any tears, anything, it's marked in that parent's DNA. It's got generations of mitochondria all in it. All these little fucking vessels from the past, all these heritage lines, they're all in there. People can't get away with anything if it's inside the fucking house. I know. Parents think that they can get away with it. I know. I've been there. Doesn't mean that they do. That's called entitlement. I can do this. I can do that. Yeah. Well, I can also blow your fucking face off, but I choose not to. Like, there's either the good and the bad. And in a situation, you can either choose to do the right thing or you can choose to do the wrong thing. It's your choice. And how people make these decisions is how they feel in the fucking situation at that time, which is ridiculous. Because baby daddy could piss baby mama off and now baby's grounded. How's that make any sense, right? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because baby mama doesn't know how to fucking react to baby daddy. So she takes it out on the baby. Plain and simple, right? That shit gets marked. And I feel like, if they're allowed to put a black mark, put a stain on my birth certificate, on my rap sheet, I can do it to somebody else too. Goes around, comes around. Like, you need protection right now. Like, and the thing is I think you've had to be veiled from this, because if you knew that people were sending you away because they didn't want to deal with you, like, look at this, 5 of Swords. Like, people cut you in half, like they knew the damage that they were going to be able to do to you because of how fragile you were. I just heard, like, you're a fragile being and you've got to stay away from the monsters. You can't let the monsters do this to you, because they're where they're putting you, okay, where they're directing you is to a dead end. Right? Because they know you're hopelessly wandering. So they're making you go to dead ends. And they're tricking you into going here and going there, right? They're trying to fuck with you. 4 of Pentacles. That was on the bottom of the deck, and I didn't take it because I didn't think it was necessary, but it's popped up again. So somebody, Daughter of Cups, that's obviously you. Very vulnerable here. Very, very, out in a big sea by yourself, and there's no protection around. You're just... everything that hits you, is very emotional, I'm sure. I think with this 6 of Pentacles, I think somebody's luck is about to change. Because somebody has had your back. And because of that, they've kept you safe somehow. Maybe this is spirit. They've kept you safe. And I almost feel like there could be a relationship coming in that makes you feel safe again, makes you feel passion again, makes you feel alive again. Okay, because I do feel like somebody is very sad, very depressed, right? How could you not be? Like, this is awful energy, right? Hopelessly wandering into extinction. Are you fucking kidding me? As a solo artist, like, you're just about to walk off the edge of a cliff. Okay. There we've got Aquarius on the table now. So there's a connection. there's like a star-born connection kind of coming in here. And Four Swords in reverse, it's because somebody is out of a very healing process, right? A lot of words have been affecting somebody for a really long time, so they had to stay that vulnerable being and light their way out of it, right? Light their way out of what people say, because it really doesn't matter what anybody else says about you, right? They don't define your character. You do. Okay. So if these people, say this is part of your mission. Part of your mission is to partially be blind. Because the whole point of the mission is to uncover the true people on this earth that are here to guide you, knowing that you can't see, and then the ones that know you can't see and want to guide you to a dead end, so then they can get the prize. Taking advantage of somebody's sight, okay, which is why you've needed protection this whole time, because a lot of people have walked you to a place where you had to then turn around and get back on your road again. So there's a lot of wrong turns and then misguided time, right? Loss of time, and then turning around to come back to your path again and being like, well, that was a waste of time. Why did I just do that? Well, because you were blindly led by somebody you trusted to a dead end again. So then they could go and get the prize. Okay. Father of Swords in reverse. No, I'm going to put him upright. And why I'm going to put him upright is because he's defining the person that has your back. So he's the one that's saying, and that would be perfect. A King of Swords would be perfect, because a King of Swords, almost like a King of Swords or a Queen of Swords, wouldn't give a shit about empathy, apathy, fucking, oh, you went through this or you went for that. They wouldn't feel sorry for you. They wouldn't feel heart attached to you. They want the truth. They want to know the truth. They want to be guided by the truth. And especially with the king, he wants to trust what you're saying to him is true, because he's trustworthy. He's trustworthy. He needs to know what he's hearing is correct. So he'll just kind of sit there with the information and go, okay, am I going to swear by this? Like, do I got to put this person to another test? Do I need to do something with this person so that I know that they're coming from a space of truth? Right? Taking his sweet ass time. And no doubt taking his sweet ass time. This was a very concealed operation. Okay, this was an operation that was not put out there to just anybody. Right? Because you were so protected. It was to reveal the people simply around you and how toxic they really are and were to you, while nobody would help you. Watching you in toxic energy and going, oh, somebody else can help them. Somebody else can help them. Knowing that they're the actual person that's supposed to be helping you. And you know what? That's kind of funny, because my mother growing up, she knew about my health problems, and she knew that I had a lot of problems. So she packed her shit up. She fucking left the province, so she couldn't help me anymore. She wanted to live her own life. She wanted to be whatever. And for a solid 5 or 6 years, all she would say to me, if something happened or if I lost a job or something, she'd be like, well, just go on government assistance. Just go on government assistance and get in government housing and just have the government, the government will take care of you. And I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not a fucking immigrant. No offense. I'm not a fucking retard. I'm not handicapped. Why do you want the government taking care of me? It was always somebody else can take care of you. That's how my mother, somebody else can take care of you. You get your checks from the government. What do you mean? What if I don't want to get checks from the government? Because I would like to spend some time with my mother, right? I mean, you're finally unlocked to this. Oh, what did I just say? Look at that, Mother of Swords. And she's the one in reverse. And I gotta say, there is a liar here. You know, there have been liars here that have led you down the wrong path. Okay? Saying that they love you, and they don't. Saying that they have your back, they want infinite possibilities for you, that they know that you're ready for the next step and they want to line you up, and then they don't. They take it away. They mess with you. Okay, they've messed with your money, definitely with your finances, and they've missed justice. They've done something that has put you in a cap where you're getting mistreated. You're getting mistreated. And that's why you're hopelessly wandering around as a solo artist, because of this treatment of people saying that you're ready, but then not giving you anything. Saying that they love you, but then not connecting with you. Saying that they've got your back, but then lying. But Spirit has your back. That's the thing, is like, these people have been trying to say, oh yeah, we'll help her. Oh yeah, we'll help him. We'll guide him. No, they don't. They intend on keeping you like this. They intend on keeping you wrapped up, because then they get a glimpse of the shiny, bright thing that they're supposed to be leading you towards. And they take it. Tower. Boom. You know how many towers I'm sure have hit your life because of other people leading you down the wrong road? Right? How many things they put in your heart, how much they wrapped around you, what they did to you, how much they made you bleed for them, right? How much they lied. There's been an awful lot of lying going on here. And there's the Lovers. Okay, this is obviously an air sign reading. We have Aquarius, Libra, and now Gemini. So I'm going to put this up as an air reading because all three came in. And then especially with this Ace of Swords as well, all of a sudden, like, this is, these people are, you know, what I feel like is people, yeah, these people are going nowhere. Okay, what they've done to you and how they've derailed you has, ooh, there's the Moon. So now we got a little bit of Pisces energy, the way that I feel. Ooh, and there's Sagittarius. So then there's the balance. I feel like the Moon, the universe is going to take it upon itself to balance these people out. You know, karma goes around, comes around. You want to lead somebody into the dark, so then you can turn around and take what's theirs. Then I guess that's what Spirit's going to do to you, right? To these people. Like, they're going to lead them down the road, down a very dark, dark road, and then they're just going to turn around and walk away. And it's like, well, goes around, comes around. We told you this was going to happen. You mess with somebody's life, the universe can have its way at coming in and messing with yours. If we didn't have that 50-50 split, we wouldn't be able to be here, because there has to be good and bad. It can't just be all good, and it sure as fuck can't be all bad. All right? There has to be a balance, which is obviously why justice is here as those scales, to say that the scales have been tipped purposely. The game has been rigged purposely because you were blind. And it was supposed to be rigged so then you did the right thing no matter what. Hey, it's a blind person. Why would you take advantage of that? Why would you do that? You're not supposed to. So it was actually rigged for you to be vulnerable, to almost upgrade and level up a bunch of people. But instead, because of how greedy and filthy and gross this world is getting, everybody went dark. And that sucks. That really sucks. But you've been unlocked for this. It's like the mission is over now. It's like you no longer have to be the guinea pig that has to expose these people. It can be somebody else now. You've paid your dues. You can't, like, they have to give you your eyes back now. You know, like, enough is enough. Oh, Ace of Cups. Look at that. Ace of Cups with the Four of Cups. And honestly, what I'm going to say is that your Ace of Cups is back. And, you know, your cup, this cup was being poured into four. That's how I feel, right? All this that was supposed to come in for you, all this stuff that was good stuff that was supposed to come in with you. Instead, your cup was taken and poured out to a bunch of other people, and then you were given just this empty cup back, right? And like, what the fuck are you supposed to do with that? Like, what is the universe? Like, the universe is like, oh my God. Like, once again, it's happened again, because it happens to millions of people every day. It's just the exposure level rate of people, right? And the emission rate that we're at now because of how many people are here. So I'm going to end it at that. Thanks for watching. Always remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, okay? Obviously, it's a very strong and heavy air sign reading, but we did get... what do we get in there? We got Sagittarius. Oh, and Aries. So we got a couple fire signs as well. So I don't know if this is a fire sign and an air sign. Fire and air, you know, like without air, fire can't burn. So maybe you're blowing some air on this fire, really getting this going, you know, like you can blow on coals and restart a fire, right? So I don't think, like, somebody who has been stumbling into extinction is now being unlocked. Yeah, there's definitely been criminal intent towards you. Okay, there's been a cover-up operation that has hurt you in many ways. Okay, and it was done... like I said, primarily in this one dimension where you're this vulnerable blind person. And I don't know if it's your dreams. I don't know if it's the, like, almost like the vivid dimension. I don't know. Like, I don't know everything. I don't know if, like, eventually I'll dive into more of the other dimensions and what happens in those dimensions. I don't know. There's so much to learn, and I've got so many different jobs that, like, there's only so much information that I can retain. I'm going to go to the store and get some laminate paper for these bad boys. It's all done with Sharpie, but I want to make sure these things stay clean. My other ones have gotten quite dirty. So anyways, let me know if you guys are jamming with these new Oracle cards, because I freaking am. I just love them. I think they're like the greatest thing. So anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of this channel. Love and light. Personal readings, WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com. Donations, Whitney, FLINT81 @live.ca for e-transfers, donations to the channel. Thank you to everybody who supports this channel and is dedicated to this channel as much as I am. I freaking love it. So have a beautiful, rainy, clearing day. And I hope... everything goes well. Peace out, homies.